one of my early videos, Mr. Sandman, um, it it didn't go viral, I won't say that, but it just slowly started snowballing over time. I could see from the comments that it was getting recommended in a lot of people's like sidebars on YouTube. And I think that part of that, I got a lot of comments that said, like, I was expecting this to be Enter Sandman, the Metallica song, but it was Mr. Sandman, the 50s song by the Chordettes. So I think a lot of the people clicked on it initially because they misread the title and they were expecting like a cappella Metallica song. What? So I'm not sure if that's a lesson that anyone can actually use, but I do think that's kind of part of what kicked it off for me. I just kept going as regularly as I possibly could, which I know is really hard to do, because we can come up against burnout so easily as creative people. But I think I was sort of lucky in a sense that mine wasn't like an explosion of views overnight. So it wasn't like an immediate onset of lots of pressure. I would say it that way. So it was more gradual, the growth that I saw because of that video. I think that was probably good for me because it just kind of allowed me to keep doing what I was doing and grow the audience slowly rather than be hit with like all of a sudden a overnight flood.
Yeah, I mean, but that's I think a kind of a good lesson in and of itself, in that, sometimes like if it's not happening right away, we're not seeing, hundreds of thousands of views immediately. We're like, oh, this is a failure. You know what I mean? But like
Yes.
sometimes it takes a second for something to catch on, and things can catch on later and can build, over time.
Yeah. Oh, you're so right about that. And that's such a good point. Like one of my second most watched videos was one that didn't do well at first either. And it was probably like over a year after it was posted that it started to pick up for whatever reason. So yeah, it really just goes to show like you never know what's gonna go viral and what's not. And you never know when it could be, especially with TikTok. I'm bringing up TikTok now, but we've seen it so many times, it like revitalizing these old songs and bringing them back to chart. So like music has it's an interesting lifespan like that your work can have once it's out in the world.
Mhm. Absolutely. You brought up TikTok, and I was gonna bring this up later, but we're
Yeah.
talking about it right now. So just like this just happened, I have a video that has hit 600,000 views on TikTok.
Awesome.
First time. Listen, this is like nothing like this has ever happened before, even like anything remotely close to that. Um, what I was going to say is this funny about it is that the same video on Instagram has 4,500 views, maybe 5,000 now. Um, so like, do you post different content, different places? And if so, or actually, do you post like the same content in different places, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And then if so, do you see like drastic differences sometimes?
Yeah, that is interesting how like this same exact video can have such a different performance on different platforms, which it can be frustrating, but it's also maybe kind of a good thing because we could think about it like it's not me, it's the platform.
Mhm.
Like it's not that your content on Instagram wasn't good enough to have that many views or something. It's just like they decided not to show it to as many people as TikTok did. And then like it did amazing, which is awesome, by the way. Congratulations. My main content is all on YouTube. And then from the YouTube videos, I cut little clips out of that and then post those on social media. So usually it's like the same little clip that'll go on TikTok and Instagram Reels, for example. But yeah, I do see that they perform differently, and I don't know why. I don't
But
know if there's any rhyme or reason to it. YouTube is the one that I prioritize because that's where I have the most people. And the followers on the other platforms, they usually trickle down from YouTube.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, that because sometimes as an independent artist, sometimes it's hard to see the benefits of content creation, because like the ultimate goal, is to get people to, our Spotify or whatever, let's say, because we want people to listen to the music. So I was gonna ask,
Mhm.
like, do you see people come from YouTube to your Spotify or to, Instagram, to other platforms and other places?
Yeah, definitely. I think that through my covers on YouTube, a lot of people have found my original music that probably wouldn't have found me if I hadn't been posting the covers. And that this is not the way that everyone has to do it, but I think it is a thing that works for some people. If you enjoy doing covers, I have a lot of fun doing them. So I think it's a good strategy for me. Um, I know that not everyone who likes my covers will like the original music, and that's totally okay because I cover a lot of different genres and different decades, all kinds of different artists. I just cover like songs that I like, and I like so many different kinds of music. But if I wasn't posting on social media, how would any of those people have ever found my original music? It's always hard to move people from one platform to another, isn't it? Like people want to stay where they are. And I know a lot of artists who'll have like a big audience in one place, but it's such a struggle to get them to go somewhere else. So I do, all the basic things. I'll do like um links in the description, um, little cards on YouTube or the end screen on YouTube linking you to somewhere else. I started experimenting with a little voiceover, like after my video is done, saying, thank you for watching and please consider supporting me on Patreon because Patreon is a huge thing for me. And if you can't support me on Patreon, help me out with a like, a comment, or subscribe. So I do the things that you're supposed to do, but I don't know what the best one is or how well they work really. There is an element of it that like they have to want to check out more, and
Mhm.
I'm not really sure. You can't manufacture that, right? It has to come from them. I think also what you said about like covers and original music and kind of tying them together, it's something that I also think about a lot. Like, I want there to be a logical bridge between the style of my covers and the style of my original music,
Mhm.
because I want it to make sense. Like, I guess as from a branding standpoint. But I kind of feel like if you're doing the covers in your style, like you're doing the covers, and then you're also writing your own music, and maybe you're even involved in producing it too. I do think that eventually, like, common factors will appear because you are the common factor.
Sometimes you have to like put yourself out there, and some things might be like embarrassing. Like, I don't know about you. Like, have you ever looked at a piece of like content you did and be like, okay, this is embarrassing. Like,
Oh, all the
I look,
time. All
I
the
look
time.
so
Yeah.
corny, or I sound so stupid, or I this or that or whatever. But sometimes it's like you just got to put yourself out there, and let the chips fall where they may. And the thing is too is like, which is a kind of a dumb limiting belief that I have sometimes, where it's like, man, I don't want to put this out there because nobody will watch it. Well, if nobody watches it, then like good, like, you know what I mean? Like, then you can just like take it down. Nobody watched it, like, what? Okay, cool. Like, wash your hands of it and like keep it moving. But like, then it's like, nobody saw it, and it's not a big deal. Those five people that saw it, oh well, like, so like you might as well just like throw it out there. You know what I mean? You talked about also like, Patreon, and I think I saw like you had some links to like merch and things like that on YouTube as well. Like, talk about, I guess, kind of that process, and then how is that going?
Yeah, since YouTube is kind of my main thing, Patreon is also super important. And if you watch YouTubers, you probably know what Patreon is, or podcasters, maybe they also have Patreons a lot. Um, because on YouTube, the covers are recognized as copyrighted content and they're copyright claimed. So it's really nice because I don't have to get a special license to put the cover on YouTube, but it means that YouTube's automatic system will automatically detect the copyrighted content and then revenue share an undisclosed percentage with the original rights holders. So you don't make as much as you would as if it were an original song that's not copyright claimed. And you don't make as much as you would as if it were a longer video where you can put ads in the middle. Because the ads on YouTube are how you make the money. And you can't put ads in a shorter video. And even if I could, I would never put an ad in the middle of a song. Like that's horrifying. So Patreon is a super important platform for me because of that, because I don't really make that much from those YouTube ads, just because of the type of the content that I make. And it's Patreon changed my life, honestly. Like it made it so much more stable for me. And it's a concentration of like the most dedicated fans and the best people. And it's a little community that I really love. So it's been great for me. Bye.
All right.
Thank you so much for checking out They're Good at That Shit. If you like what you heard, definitely hit that like button. If there was something that you learned, let us know what you learned in the comments. And if there's something that you didn't learn that you wished you would have learned, then put that in the comments as well. We can use that to make these episodes better going forward. And hit the notification button so you can get notified whenever we drop new episodes. I'm Broadway, and we'll catch you next time on They're Good at That Shit.